Good day, everyone, and welcome back to today's class. Today, we'll be talking about Excel, and this particular course is for general computer. So last week we talked about MS Word, how to format, and we actually do some project when we talk about how to create CV, how to format, then how to create an invoice. So today we are now going to be continuing with MS Word because we have done 70 to 80% of what we need to know under Microsoft Word. So today we want to engage ourselves in Excel. Our first topic or our first discussion today will be on formatting and data type in Excel. This particular thing is very important that we need to know as a professional. So if you are given an Excel work to do, the first thing you need to do is to format your sheet. Previously, we tried to walk ourselves through the components and the meaning of Excel. We talk about sheets, we talk about book. So today we are going to do some little things, then we advance it to project. So the first thing you need to do when they give you something to type in Excel is to try to get the pages inside the Excel. So how do we know where our page starts and where our page stopped? So you click on the preview. We have 3 preview. You will see your preview beneath or down at your right hand side. If I see my mouse, I'm clicking on the previews. So we have 3 previews. We have normal view, that is this normal. This is the normal view. Then we have the second one, page layout. So this is how page layout looks like. Then we have the third one, page break preview. So when you are given something to type, just first click on your page break preview. So it will allow you to see where your page starts. So after you click on the page break preview, then you return it back to the normal sheet. Immediately you return it back to the normal sheet, you see something like dotted line. So the first dotted line I'm saying, it started from this I, colon I. And the second one is starting from R. So this particular dotted line, that is what is showing where our first page stopped. It started from colon A to colon I, then from J to R, like that, where you continue like checking it from all the alphabets, you continue see that those lines, and that is what we use in determining page in Excel. If you go down also, you see that there are some other dotted line also. So we have many pages in Excel. What make up our sheet is page. We have 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 pages in sheet. Then what is making up a book, that is the whole Excel, it is 2 or 3 sheets that makes up a book. So after you have already clicked on the preview, what else you need to do? You need to format your page. Thus, for example, you are giving an heading to type, because most likely we normally have headings then before we start entering our cell or our column. So if I want to format my heading, the first thing I will need to do, for example, I want to enter the heading here. I will need to highlight that heading, reach where the page stops. I will start from colon A. I'll start from colon A to what is happening? I'm trying to highlight, but it's taking me back. So let me do it again. I will start from colon A to I. So when I highlight from colon A to I will now go to merge center, since I'm typing as an heading. So for example, let's say the heading that I want to use is the list of students in class. So now I've already typed my headings, but what do I need to do here? Maybe I want to change the font style, the size, the bold, the alignment, all those things. But since I have everything now, I need to just change the whole page. Let me just use the whole page. This thing has deleted. I don't know. Let me just take it back. Okay. I will just highlight the whole page. Then I will format it the same thing. I will change the font style to Times New Roman. I will change the size to 14. Then what else? Now I can now format the heading alone. So I will highlight the heading. I can decide to change the size to be more bigger. Then I can bold it. So I want to tell you that be very, very careful on how you enter your text. If you want it in capital letter from the initially, just type it in capital letter. If you want it in a sentence, type it in a sentence from the beginning, so that at the end of the day, you not start looking for how you are going to change it from small letter to capital letter, or from capital letter to small letter. So be determined, so that you know you will not be giving yourself much problem. So I've decided to type my heading as a sentence case. In Excel, it's not that too easy for us to change from sentence case unless you start using function to do that. So good, we have done the heading. Then what next? Maybe you are asked to type name of person, you have to type phone number, address, email address, everything like that. So there's something we call data types. We don't just type in Excel, except if that thing we are typing will not have an effect. So I will advise us to format our text first before we start typing in Excel. So next, now I want to type name, I want to type phone number, account number, then address. So what I will do, I will format the colon one after the other, so that if I'm entering any values, it will be corresponding to the data types. This is what I really want to do. For example, you are giving phone number now to type 090397624888. If you enter it, you will notice that this particular first number has been deleted. So we don't want that kind of thing to start happening to us. That is the essence of us to be formatting it. So data are categorized in some parts. We have, this is where you can see all the categorization of the data. The first thing you need to do, just check. These are the categorization of data. So, but now we are going to determine which of the data that is belonging to name. We can use general and we can use text, but the appropriate data type for name, all those things, that are text, so they belong to text data types. So I will format that very first line under it. I'll format it. Then I will now change the data type to text. I will go to more number formatting. Then I will go to text. Then I'll say okay. So the system or the Excel will know that whenever I'm entering any text here, it will be treated as text. If I'm entering number here, it will be treated as text. So let me just enter number now so that you see what I'm doing. If I enter 32 now, you see that it will bring out small error. It will be showing green. If you overthrow that green, you see that the error will be here. It's saying we should convert it to text. If you overthrow that particular error, it will be telling us that the number in this cell is formatted as text or preceded by an apostrophe. So it's telling us that the particular data that we enter inside this cell is not the appropriate data we need to enter to it. So what I will need to do now, I will create an heading called name. So that first row, we need to format it to text because we are all entering text inside this first row. But the colon formatting may be different. But this first one, we'll format it as text. So I will go back, more number formatting, I will choose text for my headings. Then the next thing I will need to enter, maybe phone number. Phone number, I will give a space. Then the next thing I want to enter, maybe account number. Then the next thing I need to enter, maybe address. So let's stop here so that we can just use this one to explain it. I think I will be able to get what I want here. Or let me say amount, percent. Maybe you are giving something to type and it is percent. You are representing the data in percent. So the first thing here is name. So you have to just format the next, all those colon, you format it as text, which you have done before you start entering those values. So I will just type Bola, then you type Ojo, like that. Then in the column of phone number, if you continue just typing the phone number, the first 0 will be disappeared. So how do we make sure that the 0 is there? So we need to format it to a data type. So I will highlight the cells. Then I will go back to my data type. I will go to more number formatting. Then I will select custom. So this time around, we are going to use, instead of general, we are choosing the second one, which is 0. It is not a 0.0 or a 0 any other thing, but is 0 only. Then inside that is 0, we will count how many digits in phone number. It's 11. So we will count 0 to be 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So you now click on OK. So you have formatted those particular cell now to be able to follow the phone number pattern in Excel. So if I start typing the phone number now, it will not disappear again. Do you notice that the 0 remain? It's not going to disappear because we have already formatted it. But if the number you are entering is more than 11, it's going to give you another issue. Or it's not more than, it's not up to give you issue. So you have to make sure that whatever number you are entering, it has to be 11. So that is it. You see now this one is more than 11, that's why it's cutting out the 0. But if we delete it now, let's see. 00039704888. This is coming out. So this is how to format phone number in Excel. Then in time of account number, there are some account number that started with 0, like Union Bank. If you did not format this particular cell, you are entering the account number 2, it will disappear. And we all know that account number, they are all like 10-digit number. So like 0064667992. This particular listing now, we make our 20 to disappear. So we need to format the cell so that those 0 will wait. So you highlight those cells that you want to type, then you go to your general, that is your number formatting. You go to this time around too, you go to custom, you click on the first 0, the same method, then you count your 0 to be 10. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Then you click on OK. So now let's try entering the account number again, 0064667992. You enter it now. You see the 2-digit number at the front is no longer deleting. It's because we have already formatted the cell. Then the same way we format this one to text. Then this amount, since we are in Nigeria, you want to format to you want your cell to have naira. So what you need to do is that you highlight your cell again, then you go to your data type, more number formatting, then you change it to currency. This time around we are having dollars, so you have to look for naira. So naira is always Igbo, Yoruba, and Hausa. So I can choose anyone, but I used to prefer Igbo because they are more closer to English. So you click on OK. So any amount you are entering here, the naira sign will follows it. So this is how this one works. The same way with a percent, you have to highlight everything. Go to your data type, more number formatting, then you choose percentage, then you click on OK. So any percent you are entering here, it will immediately convert it to percent. So this is how data types and how it makes our work more easier and more meaningful when we are trying to enter in data. So we are done with the data types. Now, how do we format this particular text to make sense small? So the heading, we bold it. Bolding, when you are bolding something, is part of formatting. Then you may consider the space in the cell. If the space is not too containing what you type, you try to enlarge it. For example, say phone number, you just double click on the side, the column B on the top. You double click to give a space. So this particular thing now will help us to give a space, or you drag it little. So we have another thing that I want to tell us. Maybe I want to open the space between the Bola and the Ojo is joined together. If you want to know that it's joined together, see the preview. Go to your file, go to print, you go to print preview and see how the outlook will looks like. See it. It's not it is having the in between is not too spacey. That is the inline spacing. So I will highlight those ones that I want to give space. If I want to give space from here, I will highlight it. Then I will go to format. When you go to format, you can say row height. Since we are giving height spacing, then I will increase the height. Can increase it to 25. So this particular distance has given it a little bit spacing. And if you want more than this kind of spacing, then again you have to highlight it, go back to that format, then you change the size again to another size. So this is how that format works. Then this particular this thing is not centralized, so I will have to delete some columns so that it will be centralized. So the heading now is now centralized. Let's go back to our print preview to see how the work will look like. You see, it's balanced now, it's centralized, and our text is having spacing. So what about if you are asked to color the heading? You just click on the heading. Anytime you want to know whether the heading has been selected, you will see it in our function, to be showing in our function. So just click, then you go to the color font, that is the A. Then you choose the color to it, any color of your choice. Then you select, if it is the background color you want to use this one to do the background color. So this is how we do formatting in Excel. There are still other things that we'll be talking about, like underline. Just click on the underline. If you want to put border, you just highlight it and put border to it. Then if you want to change the direction of the text, you can use this one. So you can just highlight, then change the direction of the text. So depending on how you want your work to look like. So I believe you have gained some little thing on how to format. If you can bold, if you can resize, if you can underline, if you can change the font style, if you can centralize all those alignments, if you master them, then this thing will not be giving you issue. The only issue that I'm expecting from you is how to format the data type, which we have already done. We try to explain the data type for phone number, we explain for account number, we explain for text, and so on. So the next thing now that I'm going to do now is creating function, as in using some function in Excel. So let's talk about before we start the function, let's talk about some operators in Excel, like this: addition, subtraction, what is it again? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So this spacing is too much. Let me just reduce it. Reduce it to 25. Okay, now let's talk about those small operators in Excel. So if you want to add something, we have 3 ways of adding something in Excel. The first way is by using plus sign, the second one is by using auto sum, and the third one is by using sum function. Like for example, I have 30. Because I formatted this, let me go to this side. I have 30 and I have 45, and I want to add these two numbers together. How do I do it? Do I need to be writing 30 plus 45 again? No. So this time around, we are going to be calling the name of the cell so that it will do it for us. So there's something we call cell referencing. Cell referencing means the name of the cell. We are trying to call the name of the cell. And there are active cells. Active cells, they are those cells that we have called. So let's try adding this particular something together. So we'll check under where these values are before we can start running it. So because we need to reference the cell. So the two values, they are under I, and the first value is in front of 5. So the name of this cell now will be I5, and the second one will be I6. So this is how we now call it. I will say equal to I5 plus I6. So we have called this thing, as you notice, is giving us two colors, blue and green. That is showing that the cell is active and is ready to do something for us. So you enter it. See, the answer is displaying 75. Is it true? Yes, it's true. 45 plus 30 is 75. Now that is the first method that we'll be using in addition, that is using plus sign method. Then the second method that we can use under plus operator is by using AutoSum. So this time around, we are not going to be mentioning the cell. We are just going to highlight it and then reach where we want the answer to display. Like for example, I want my answer to display. I will highlight the 3 cells. Then I will go back to my formula. I will now go to AutoSum. I will now say sum. So it will give me the answer. You see it's giving me 75. So the third one we are going to do is by using the function direct. That is, you are going to write equal to, anytime you want to input function in Excel, you have to put equal sign first. So equal to sum, open bracket. Then this time around, you are going to just highlight, or you call the name of the cell. I will just highlight the 2 cells, then I will enter it. It will give me the answer. So I'll be seeing how we can add two values in Excel. The first one we use plus sign method. That is I5 plus I6 equal to I5 plus I6. Then the second one we use AutoSum. You just highlight it. Then we go to formula and do AutoSum. That's the second one. Then the third one, we have to write the name of the function itself. Since we have already know that the function of addition is sum, so we put equal to sum I5 plus I6. So that is why we are having the same answer. Anyone that it is perfect for you, you can use it, but they have disadvantage. Everything has disadvantage. But if I were you, I would advise you to be using the one that you write the function by yourself. Just try to understand it, then have it on your head. The advantages of using normal plus operator is when you have many things to add, like 1,000 things to add. Will you be writing the value or the cell one after the other? It will take time. So, and the second one, AutoSum, the advantage is whereby you have your value scattered on the screen. How do you want to highlight it, then automate it? And then the last one, which we use sum, which is the best. So I will advise you to be using the direct function. So that one, the only disadvantage that is there is that you need to know it so that you can be using it. So that's the operators number 1, which is the addition. Then the operator number 2, which is the minus. So for example, I have these 2 values now that I want to subtract. I have those 2 values that I want to subtract. How do I subtract 30 minus 45? The same way, I will write my equal sign. Then what is my cell reference in? I4 or I5 minus, this is your minus sign. That is I-vin minus I6. Then you enter it. So this is my first operator. So this one now is very good in subtraction. We don't normally have 3 subtraction, except if you are doing it 3 minus this and this. So it is not common. Just minus 2 or 3 things like that, then you move on. Then the next one is multiplication. That one too is having a function called product. When you have 2 things to multiply, like for example, I want to multiply now, I can use 2 formula equal to I5 multiplied by the operator is asterisk multiplied by I6, then you enter it. That is multiplication. Then you can equally do it this way also by writing the function equal to product, then you select your cell referencing, just highlight the two cell referencing, then enter. So this is a product method by using the formula equal to product, then your cell referencing, then you enter. Then the last but not the least, which is the division operator. So division operator is used in dividing two or three values. So by using forward slash. So you just write equal to this divide by this, then enter it. So this is a simple way we use in dividing two values. Hope you understand this. Thank you. So we are done with the little cheap calculation we normally do in maths: addition, subtraction, division, and the rest. So this is what we'll be building on now. So for example, if you are given something like calculate the total score of a student, in your mind you should be thinking of addition, and the function for addition is sum. If you are saying calculate the average score, so this one now will be different formula. So if you are asked to calculate average score of students, or let's use this one now as an example, we want to calculate the average amount of this. So how will you do it? We just write equal to average, then you highlight the two value, enter. So using function in Excel is so simple that what you need to do is to just cram the function and learn how to use them. So then we still have some other function like count. Like we want to count those cells that has value. You can just say equal to count, then you now highlight those things. Let me highlight this too, enter. So to tell you that we have highlighted two cells. Then which other function that's still important? I want to, then if statement, we have another thing called if. That one will be having a project under it, but before we have project under it, let's talk a little about them. Then we have something again called maximum. Maximum is a way of knowing the most highest number. So how do we know the value that is highest when you have many values in your sheet? So I can just say equal to, since it's maximum, I will just say max. Then I will highlight those values, enter. It will tell me this particular value is the highest. So it's 45 that is the highest. If it is the minimum, I'll just say equal to min. Then I will select the function. I will now select the cells, enter. So it's giving me 30 as the minimum. So that is how functions works in Excel. You don't need too much of something before you get what you want. So let's talk about if statement. If is a conditional statement, is a conditional function that we use to determine which of the statements is true. Like for example, I want to check whether this number is the big number by using if, or whether I want to check whether this person passed exam or failed. So we can use if statement to denote that. So how do we do that one? It's just to say that equal to if this cell, if I want to say maybe my pass mark for this cell now is maybe my pass mark here is 40. I want to know whether this mark enter my pass mark. So I will say if this particular value is less than 40, what should we do? I want it to say pass. But if it's not, I want it to say fail. If it's greater than, let's say, if it's greater than 39, so that if it's greater than 39 now, it will be 40. If it is not pass, then fail. Then any statements here you are putting, you put them in quotes. You will still understand this particular if statement when we start our project. So you see now it's telling me pass because what the value I enter is more than 40 is more than 40. So that's why it's giving us pass. Then we still have another discussion here, this thing. Let's check our sum to see whether we can still talk about anything here. Yeah, we have treated sum, we have treated average, we have treated count, we have treated maximum and minimum. Another function that we can still talk about, we'll be talking about it when we start our project. Hope you understand how to use function and you understand how to format our Excel page. Next is project, and this time around we are going to stop here so that you can easily practice what we have learned. So my exercise here is to create, let's say, create colon for name, colon for subject, colon for test 1, colon for test 2, colon for test 3, colon for exam, colon for total, colon for maximum, colon for minimum, colon for grade. Then when we meet, we'll start using it. So thank you. Practice whatever I've done, then we see in the next class.